All right, welcome to a special Wednesday night edition of Ranger Radio. This is Ranger commenting by myself tonight, expecting a very exciting match. It's going to be Capital Punishment, the number 6 seed, taking on Sphere Factor, the number 1 seed. Any of my viewers who saw last week's match saw that Sphere Factor can take a beating, keep on going. They came back from 2 games down to win the match. Believe both teams are ready to go, so I'm going to go ahead and let them know that the stream is up and we'll get some good TagPro action. All right, got them their stream link. Looks like we're ready to go. So any viewers who know that I've been staying away from the beer, I'm giving in a little bit tonight. Tonight's beer is going to be Ballast Point Grapefruit Sculpin. I just poured some of this and it smells great already. It's kind of filling up the room with the smell of grapefruit. It's a really refreshing beer. I've actually had this before on Ranger Radio, so I'm not going to have a lot of comment about it tonight other than it is cold, smells delicious, and tastes even better. This is good music. I think this is going to be my official Ranger music now. Oh, that is so good. Yeah, I don't know why they're not starting there. Just bullshitting with each other in group. You know how that goes. All right, looks like they are finally launching. Lots of excitement here. Go ahead and turn down our music a little bit. All right, so it looks like Capital Punishment's going to start out on red. Sphere Factor starting out on blue, if I'm not mistaken. Both teams jockeying for spawns. We have a TagPro mid, TagPro top, and a GG spot.
1.
And we're off. All right, so it looks like Mathnasium is going to be able to grab the TagPro mid. TagPro top is still sitting there. Meanwhile, Distar gets out. And he's not going to be able to boost past Anze, so that's going to be a quick return. Meanwhile, Mathnasium going Flag Pro just can't stop his momentum, winds up hitting the boost right in the defender. So we did have a brief reset. Meanwhile, Punster, also Flag Pro, he's going to be out for a minute, but winds up boosting mid right into beast mode. Mathnasium, regrab train going pretty well for Sphere Factor so far. Bonsai and Anze doing a good job of keeping the flag in Sphere Factor base. So Mathnasium just has to figure out how to hit those boosts, and he winds up kind of missing it. I think his idea was to hit the corner boosts and bounce in, but he misses it a little bit, gives Beast Mode time to get in front of him. Another round of pups about to spawn, about 5 seconds, so Punster probably just going to kind of bide his time, maybe try to feint back for that bottom pup. And indeed, looks like that's what his plan was, but I think Beast Mode's going to get it, and he does. So a Juke Juice for Beast Mode, Juke Juice for Stuffed Burger, and Anze is very easily going to be able to get that TagPro top. And so he's going to be able to clear out base now. Mathnasium's ahead of 2, and Anze is able to clear out the last remaining guy in his way. Mathnasium with the first cap of the match, now 1-0 Sphere Factor. So we won't see pups again for a little over 30 seconds, so we'll see if anybody can get a grab on their own without it. Obviously, Wormy, a very defensive map in base, kind of hard to get good grabs. But once you get out, there's a lot of places to roam. So Mathnasium is out and not quite able to boost past mid. Beast Mode in the right spot to be able to cut him off. TagPro King grabbing and getting himself out of base, using the bomb to stay alive. Meanwhile, Anze carrying, and Stuffed Burger stays in front of him and gets the regrab. Anze winds up getting sniped by D-Star. Another round of pup spawning, Beast Mode and TagPro King, both grabbing TagPros, and looks like D-Star has the Juke Juice, so all 3 of those pups going to capital punishment. Meanwhile, Bonsai gets tracked down by the Juke Juice of D-Star, so that's going to allow TagPro King to walk into base Flag Pro and tie this match up at 1. So Anze grabs and gets returned, but we'll see whether or not this is enough for Punster, and it's not. Beast Mode able to hit the bomb just right to snipe him. And a couple of quick flacids over in Sphere Factor base, so we do have a brief reset here. Another 10-12 seconds till pops, so folks are already starting to kind of camp out mid. Mathnasium's already got bottom pretty well locked down, but then he decides to give it up and fight for mid, so Anze's going to go pick up the slack there on that bottom pup. Meanwhile, Stuffed is able to get the mid pup. It is a rolling bomb. He's going to go try to grab with it against Bonsai. And Anze gets the other rolling bomb, so he meanwhile uses it to try to grab in the capital punishment base. Doesn't quite work for him, but Stuffed Burger is going to try to come in here. If he can get around Bonsai, he might have an opportunity, but he does not. Meanwhile, D-Star is able to get regrab. Let's see what he's able to do with it. Gets around Anze for the moment, but Bonsai taking the right angle to track him down. So very even match so far. Both teams playing well. Stuffed is going to be able to get out partially here. He's got to try to figure out how to get around Bonsai. Bonsai, one of the best examples this year in NLTP of a defender that really does a good job mastering space. Typically plays a little bit more of a conservative contained defense. So it'll be interesting to see how offenders choose to deal with Bonsai and Anze today. Another round of pup spawning. Anze grabbing a TagPro mid, Stuffed Burger grabbing a rolling bomb bottom, and a TagPro going to TagPro King. So both teams really on top of pups. They're always there at the right times. So Punster is not going to be able to get right in base here with TagPro King's TagPro there, just showing how overpowered the TagPro is on a map of this size. Punster tries for a clever boost there, but boosts right into D-Star. And that's going to allow Anze to get a regrab and get out of base. If they can use this bomb, they don't hit it, and Beast Mode's able to snipe him. But I was thinking if they were able to use that bomb right, it might have disrupted his trajectory. So about halfway through our first game, still tied at 1. Just as a reminder for anybody who is not familiar with the changes in the NLTP playoff format, this is a best of 5 with 10-minute games. So at the end of 10 minutes, if it's assuming it's not tied, that'll just be game 1. And last week we had a very exciting game where Sphere Factor was actually down 2-0 against the number 8 seed, Bad News Balls. And it looked for a second like their undefeated season was going to be over in a hurry. But they were able to come back and win game 3, and then game 4 was an extremely exciting overtime game, and they were able to win that and then win game 5. So they came back from 0-2 to come back and win the match. So hopefully we'll see just as exciting of a game today. D-Star and Punster both able to grab, and unfortunate bomb winds up sending D-Star into the spikes, but Punster's still alive. Kind of hard to get through mid there with a couple of defenders choking it off. Mathnasium going to try to weave his way around D-Star in Beast Mode, and he's going to have to do something with this bomb to create space, and he does it. Good choices here using the bombs to disrupt his defenders, and Beast Mode takes an uncharacteristically bad boost, but makes up for it with a nice snipe right afterwards using the last remaining boost mid. So Punster is going to have an uncontested regrab, but winds up boxing himself in bottom. He is able to get the Juke Juice bottom, but TagPro King's going to be able to get the Rolling Bomb, and the other Juke Juice went to Punster, it looks like. So TagPro King going to have to try to get out there and not able to do it. The bomb's wreaking havoc in base. So we do have a reset. 3.5 minutes left to go in this game one. Very even match so far. Nobody with a clear advantage. Not just on the scoreboard, but in terms of both the offensive and defensive sides of the ball. It really does seem like these matches are going to largely come down to pups, who gets them and what they are, and the timing of when folks are able to grab them. We're going to see a lot of very fluky things happen with the bombs, so any of these matches could come down to one fluky play with a bomb, or a well-timed pup. So it's really critical to get those pups. Anze perfectly times out mid and gets a rolling bomb, but it gets diffused. And Anze also, same situation, bottom, gets a rolling bomb, gets diffused. Mathnasium now with the TagPro, he's going to be able to try to clear out base a little bit, but he's got to figure out how to get past D-Star and Beast Mode and just not able to do it. Meanwhile, Mathnasium is going to leave base with his TagPro and just not able to get out of base in time. Good job by Capital Punishment, knowing that they had to stay basically out of base to intercept the flag carrier. Punster out and going to have to try to split, and manages to split Beast Mode and Stuffed Burger, but D-Star saving the day with a nice snipe. Mathnasium taking a nice boost, but still behind 4, so he's not going to be able to wait there for too long. Stuffed Burger is going to come join in the chase. And still alive. Takes an interesting boost angle, but sends him back into enemy base, into a spike. And Punster quickly returns. So another round of pups spawning. Stuffed Burger helping block the way for Beast Mode to come and get the TagPro from behind. Mathnasium with a rolling bomb that gets diffused, and Anze with a Juke Juice. So Beast Mode trying to provide a little bit of cover for D-Star right now. And it's going to allow D-Star to get out of base and stay alive, but they're going to have to figure out how to get the return here, and I think D-Star is going to have to take a lap. Meanwhile, Anze doing a pretty good job in space of staying pretty open and not getting contained here very easily. So doing everything he can to buy some time, but Beast Mode getting bombed into him. Just a minute left to go in this first game, still tied 1-1, so we'll see whether or not we have any last-minute heroics to win this game, or whether we go to an overtime golden cap. Mathnasium's still alive. Ooh, gets bombed into the boost. So the block's there. Oh, that looked really close. It looked like he had an opportunity there, but he's going to have to probably go try to get that RB, or... Oh, I bet he's wishing he went to get that RB now. And Beast Mode's going to be able to grab it. Beast Mode's still alive with Rolling Bomb and Juke Juice combo. Bonsai's going to have to stay out of trouble here. Beast Mode winds up getting his own return. 30 seconds left. Punster needs to get out of base, or this is going to be dangerous times. And makes a nice boost off the wall and does, in fact, get out of base. He's going to be ahead of 4 here, so D-Star is now going to have to play it a little bit safe, and Punster getting returned. Wow, both teams having some very interesting 4-beat situations here in the last minute, but so far nobody capitalizing. Mathnasium just going to go hide up top, and Punster getting the return. So looks like that's going to be it for regulation of this game. We are going to go to a golden cap overtime to settle game 1, so extremely close. Mathnasium and TagPro King each with 1 cap, and 19 returns for Beast Mode, 11 for Bonsai. So both teams doing a very good job on both sides of the ball. Really no clear advantage. So we will be switching to a golden cap. Again, for any uninitiated, that's going to be first cap wins. It's going to be set to 20 minutes, but usually doesn't go quite that long. Free message to the stream. Audio did. Please. All right. Alright, so we have 15 viewers. We need to build a little more hype, guys. This is probably the best NLTP matchup of the week. We have, you know, the undefeated team, the Kentucky basketball of NLTP this year, taking on Capital Punishment, who, you know, scored an upset last week, and they've really been coming on, you know, as of late. So this should be a generally good game. Alright, looks like our overtime is getting rolling, so we'll switch over and join that game in progress. Looks like we have rolling bomb mid, rolling bomb top, and juke juice bottom. So no tag pros this first round. And I'm gonna have some more beer. This is
3, 2, 1.
All right, so beast mode able to grab a juke juice bottom. We had both rolling bombs get diffused already. And Anze is going to get contained by beast mode. He does a good job of staying with him with that juke juice. Punster is going to be out ahead of 2, but beast mode using that bottom boost to snipe him. All right, Mathnasium taking a nice boost to get around beast mode and the stuffed burger, but winds up getting bombed into the spike. He, I think, was hoping to try to create a little bit of space there, but just backfired with his positioning there relative to the bomb. Punster then defusing the same bomb, and, well, really the other bomb, but who's counting? Punster biding this time. Meanwhile, TagPro King looks like he's going to be able to get out of base, and goes for the kiss. So another round of pups about to spawn. Juke Juice going to Capital Punishment. Anze able to grab the Juke Juice for Sphere Factor. So Anze and Punster both with Juke Juices. We had 3 Juke Juices that round. TagPro King's still alive, but chooses to kiss there. His own base. Punster out ahead of 4. Here's an opportunity if they can get D-Star, but just no one's on him, and Beast Mode using the bomb to get a nice well-timed snipe there. Really making quick work of him. Anze getting boosted around back towards his base, but getting intercepted. First cap wins this game, so definitely anyone's game at this point. Both teams with lots of good opportunities. Looks like Punster's going to play it safe and go for another kiss there on his own base. So D-Star able to boost in, and TagPro King grabbing a TagPro mid, and he's also going to be able to get a rolling bomb. So TagPro King now with the Superman, Anze able to grab the other TagPro bottom. So he's going to try to provide some cover. He may not realize yet that TagPro King has a Superman. So if they kiss, which they do, TagPro King now, oh, he gets pretty quickly tracked down. So the TagPro really being a non-factor for both teams here. And Anze is now out, so both TagPros out. D-Star in his own base, but gonna have to take a lap. And Mathnasium doing his best to try to split Beast Mode and Stuffed Burger, but just not having it. Punster tries to boost past Beast Mode, but winds up hitting the bottom block. And looks like Anze is going to be able to stay alive for a minute here. Stuffed Burger trying to figure out how to line up that snipe and just doesn't manage to. So Anze with an opportunity here. He's going to boost off the back wall. Are the blocks real? Not really. There's 3v2, so D-Star, the unblocked wall, is going to be able to get through. Another round of pups spawning. We have a Juke Juice bottom. TagPro King able to get a rolling bomb top, so he's probably going to try to go grab with it. D-Star might want to do something to disrupt base a little bit, so he does hit the bomb. And the bomb's actually going to provide cover for D-Star to be able to get out of base, so he's going to be able to get out. Beast Mode with a nice boost block, and if they can stop Mathnasium here, oh, can they do it? Can he? Oh, wow, what an opportunity. Mathnasium just doing everything possible to get in the way there and stop that cap. So he really fought hard to prevent that. But TagPro King now with another opportunity. And wow, if we look at the way that happened, it looked like the grab was almost in the same frame as the cap. It didn't look like it was going to be a cap, but it definitely counted. So looks like the first game of this match going to Capital Punishment, the underdogs who are now up 1-0. in group chat, Anze telling everybody to get mad. We'll have to see whether or not the madness happens, but currently a 1-game advantage in favor of capital punishment. Alright, so they have switched sides. They have not switched up the settings yet, so it doesn't look like we're quite ready to start. So I'll just talk about beer a little bit more. There's some really good beers in my beer shelf that I'd really like to pull out, but you know, you buy a good beer, you want to save it for a special occasion. The problem is there's not usually enough special occasions in life to justify all the beer that one buys, if that one is me. So I'm just drinking like shelf beer tonight, but really a big fan of Ballast Point. They make a lot of really good beers. Victory at Sea is delicious. All the varieties of Sculpin. There's a habanero Sculpin out there that's pretty good if you like more of the, you know, pepper infused sort of spicy type beers. Regular Sculpin's a good, you know, a good drink anytime. It's not really a special occasion kind of beer. It's almost just kind of like the Bud Light of, you know, the modern craft beer drinker. But yeah, they make a lot of good brews. Tomorrow night I'm supposed to be going to an event that, if I had like the link handy, I would just link it to you. But basically, there's a bar that's having like a special beer tapping night where they have like 40 or 50 like really hard to get beers. Most of them are barrel aged stouts, so that's like my favorite. Yeah, absolutely, Bali. I couldn't agree with you more. Every day should be treated like a special occasion. It's a good mindset to have. But I don't know. I feel guilty. Like when you think about how much time you spend and how much money you spend trying to get like hard to get beers, and then you're like, well, today's just like a Wednesday. You know, do I really want to crack open, you know, my darkness, or do I want to crack open, you know, proprietors, or just some sort of a really hard to get special beer? But anyway, this thing tomorrow night that I'm going to, like, I can't believe some of the beers that they have on this list. Like they have this year's Bourbon County Proprietors. They have like all the varietals, the coffee. They have Backyard Rye, which was a big hit last year. I didn't get a chance to try any of that last year. They have a couple of really good Revolution beers. Like that's a Chicago brewery. They have like Bean Gene and Blue Gene. Death's Tar is a really good one. It's a barrel-aged Imperial Stout, which is one of my favorites. I don't remember what else, but I mean, they just have like a sick, unbelievable list. Like I have to go to this thing. So, and a special thing that I don't know if I'm going to be able to get or not, but it looks like the game might be starting. So I'll have to tell you the rest of this later. I'll tell you real quick while everybody's getting ready here. There's like Proprietors is infused with like coconut and cinnamon. So they're basically taking real coconuts, cutting them open, and then infusing regular Bourbon County Stout in them to try to see if they can make something that tastes like Proprietors. Pretty exciting if you're a beer geek like me. So TagPro mid is going to go to Punster. It looked like D-Star might have had the lead on him, but Punster manages to take a better route to it and gets it. But instead of providing service with that TagPro lead, winds up actually bumping his flag carrier into the defense accidentally. So it will happen. So Punster with a few more seconds on this TagPro is going to try to able to get one tag with it before it runs out. Mathnasium might have had a 3, but Beast Mode with a nice snipe from behind. Punster trying to find his way around Stuffed Burger, who gets a nice 1v1 return. So Sphere Factor is going to have to be careful after last week where they went down 2-0. I mean, they were able to wind up coming back from that, but you really don't want to be in that situation. D-Star Boosting, wow, through everybody. Boosts through 6 balls and doesn't hit any of them, but also doesn't hit the flag tile and gets returned. But yeah, Sphere Factor doesn't want to tempt fate and go down 2-0 again here, because if they do, I mean, it's really hard to come back from 0-2 deficits 2 weeks in a row. And, given that they're the theoretically the huge on paper favorite based on their in-season record, it's just psychologically not something you want to do. So out of those pups, looks like we had 3 juke juices, no rolling bombs or TagPros. Punster using the corner boost to get out into a 2v2 situation and sails right into base. Nice blocks put up there by Bonsai and Anze, so 1-0 lead for Sphere Factor. Punster using the corner boost to grab and get into base, and he's going to stutter step a little bit and try to use the boost to get out, and takes a nice angle with it, gets around beast mode, and just kind of jukes himself into TagPro King there. Sort of one of those situations where you're playing chicken with your juke and maybe overthinking what the opponent's going to do. So, or you could just say it's a really good read by the defender. So I guess not to take anything away from the defensive positioning there. Another round of pup spawning. Beast mode able to grab a TagPro, Mathnasium with the juke juice, and the top rolling bomb gets immediately diffused. Beast mode going to try to provide TagPro escort here, but just a little bit of miscommunication there. Beast mode winds up going the opposite direction of his flag carrier. So he's going to grab Flag Pro, and D-Star able to save the day there and get a return. Otherwise, that would have been kind of a dangerous situation. Punster sitting on the bottom bomb. Fires it off, but doesn't really get anywhere with it. Beast mode able to snipe him using one of the mid boosts. Mathnasium now with an opportunity to get out ahead of 3 if he can, but Stuffed Burger in the perfect spot winds up boosting right into him. 7 minutes left to go in game 2. 1-0 in favor of Sphere Factor. Pup's about to spawn. D-Star grabbing and getting returned by Anze. Mathnasium able to grab a juke juice. Punster had the lead on that juke juice, but both people trying to go for it get bombed or sniped or spiked. So Mathnasium with the juke juice finally, and Stuffed Burger with the big winner of that round with the TagPro. He's all by himself right now in Sphere Factor base, having to grab and go Flag Pro, and he's just going to get corralled right into the wall. D-Star with a nice boost to get out of base ahead of 2. TagPro King tried to put a block up on Anze there, but just didn't get enough of him, and Anze winds up getting into base and interposing himself between flag carrier and the flag. D-Star able to grab and get out ahead of 2. TagPro King coming in and providing some nice block coverage. A bomb goes off in base that almost allows him to get to the flag tile, but gets returned about a quarter of a tile away. So that was a nice opportunity there for capital punishment to do something. Meanwhile, TagPro King gets boosted right into the opponent. Mathnasium now with the TagPro. D-Star is going to go Flag Pro, and pretty good decision based on how much time he was going to have to wait for his teammate to get there. Punster is going to go ahead and accept that kiss. Not a bad idea based on where he was. Bombs wreaking havoc in Sphere Factor base. And Mathnasium should be able to get out here. Beast mode kind of unintentionally diffusing the corner boost, so he's not able to really use them here. But now Mathnasium is going to have to figure out how to get around 3 or 4 balls. He's probably just going to wait on pups here. And perhaps that's what he should have done. Meanwhile, D-Star is going to be able to get partially out of base. Stuffed Burger able to get a rolling bomb. It gets quickly diffused. Now Bonsai is going to be able to give Punster some coverage. Stuffed Burger hitting the bomb. Good choice. But, opportunity maybe lost there. Punster goes back for the TagPro and doesn't get himself into base. But if they can just get rid of Beast Mode here, this will be a cap if they can get this return, and they do. So Punster able to make it 2-0. But yeah, Punster went back for that TagPro bottom, and situationally, he had a situation where there was 2v1 in his base, and The decision to go back for the TagPro might have cost them a cap there, but it just didn't wind up doing so because they were able to get the return anyway. So TagPro King's going to be able to get out, headed to, ooh, has to stop his momentum before he hits the spikes, and he does. And Anze reporting in chat that he is bad. Not sure if I agree with that, Anze. Another round of pup spawning. Rolling bomb mid for Anze. TagPro King's going to be able to get a rolling bomb top. Meanwhile, Punster gets out of base, and there's a fight for the bottom pup. And Beast Mode able to sneaky push and get it, so he has a TagPro. He's going to have to use it to try to contain Punster here, and doesn't do it. Punster able to get back to base, but really no hope of getting near his own flag tile. Meanwhile, TagPro King not even close to getting returned, so Punster's going to have to do something. Managing to split Stuffed Burger in Beast Mode for a moment there that looked pretty nice. Anze taking another opportunity to kiss there in enemy base, so good choice there. And Bonsai just gets tracked further and further in his own base, but it gives Punster a nice handoff opportunity, which he initially gets out, but isn't able to make a lot of progress. So 2-0 right now in favor of Sphere Factor. Anze having a little trouble with lag, he says, so maybe that's what he's referring to. A little bit of over-exuberance towards getting that top pop. Stuffed Burger able to slow and steady come and get it a moment later. TagPro King able to get a rolling bomb. So an opportunity here for Capital Punishment to try to get on the board in this game with a couple of power-ups. Stuffed Burger, though, winding up grabbing with the TagPro, so TagPro King is just going to have to sit on regrab and chooses to backtrack and go out the backside here, which kind of puts him behind Bonsai, but Bonsai able to catch up. Punster with a chance. Oh, nice use of the bomb. Winds up sending him right into the spike. Stuffed Burger going to be able to get most of the way back to the base, and this time Anze doesn't kiss. He holds onto the flag and winds up getting bombed into the spikes. Another round of pups now spawning. Bonsai with a return for cap situation. Just for a moment, he's going to have to take a circle back. Meanwhile, rolling bomb spawns top. TagPro King looked like he was about to get corralled, but staying alive a little bit longer there. Anze having a little trouble, maybe with lag, he indicated, so that could have been the situation. Just over a minute left in this game. Nice 2-0 lead if you're Sphere Factor. If you're Capital Punishment, you really want to try to make a back-breaking comeback in this game. Maybe get to another overtime and who knows, go up 2-0. But you've got to do something quick. You got a minute left. So Punster managing to stay alive there for a moment. Meanwhile, Stuffed Burger getting returned. Nice job by Bonsai using the wall to his benefit. And TagPro King is going to be able to get out ahead of 3. If they can get Mathnasium quickly here, it'll be a cap. And it will be. So TagPro King's going to bring it within 1. 45 seconds on Wormy, plenty of time to cap again. So again, this would be kind of a backbreaker if they took Sphere Factor to another overtime. That would be exactly the kind of momentum swing you want if you're the underdog. But Bonsai doing a good job staying alive in open space. Anze with the TagPro. And another TagPro going to be going to Bonsai, who gets a Flag Pro. They're really not containing Bonsai very well here. He's managing to stay alive long enough to play keep away. Capital Punishment just needing one more here. TagPro King, their last best hope, but oh, and the blocks are there. If they could just get the return. Oh, he held on, but nobody was anywhere near tracking down Bonsai.
3,
They were a little
2,
bit too focused on the
1.
regrab there. They weren't trying to get that last cap. So that'll do it for game 2, going 2-1 in favor of Sphere Factor. So we are now tied 1 game apiece. Looks like Anze is probably going to try to maybe reset his internet or something because he's having a little trouble with ping. All right, so looking back at the Twitch chat here, some interesting comments. Bally Mandy is indicating there are 5 to 10 offenders in NLTP that have the jukes to play majors. However, jukes aren't the only thing you need. Very good point, Bally. Definitely a qualified perspective as a top defender, you would certainly know what it takes to be successful as an offender in majors, because you see it all the time. Coleslaw 222 indicating kept flag, where are you? Yeah, we haven't really been tracking the kept flag stat. It's something we've been kind of a little remiss in the playoffs. Regular season, I like to keep track of kept flags a little bit better. So yeah, this beer event's gonna be awesome. So what I was talking about is, so they're taking like entire coconuts and like hollowing them out and just like infusing Bourbon County Stout. Bourbon County Stout is this really big deal in Chicago. It's released once a year, and everybody like lines up at every liquor store to try to get it. And actually, I have like a case of it in my closet. But it's they're gonna infuse it in these coconuts to try to make something that kind of tastes like Proprietors. Proprietors is like the hardest to get version of Bourbon County Stout. So it's cool because they're actually going to have Proprietors there on tap as well. So you'll be able to kind of try one and then try the other. Bally Mandy is asking my opinion on Old Rasputin. Old Rasputin is okay. There's a lot of beers kind of in that. If I recall correctly, it's an Imperial Stout. There's a lot of them in that category that are pretty good when you age them, but when you drink them straight, not really the best. I think the best Imperial Stout that I've had recently is Founders Imperial Stout. It's something that I think they come out with maybe 2 or 3 months a year, and it's a really, I don't know how to phrase. I guess the way I've explained this before, because I've actually had this on Ranger Radio before, is it's 10.5 alcohol by volume, but it doesn't have the heat that you tend to get off of like if anybody's ever had Dragon's Milk. Dragon's Milk is like a really hot tasting beer. You get that alcohol burn, kind of like you're drinking a shot of liquor. You almost get like a whiskey kind of flavor off of it. But Founders Imperial Stout doesn't taste like that at all. It's just yummy. Like it tastes like a little bit sweet, and there's sort of a richness to it. I tend to like Imperial Stouts that have a little bit more of the oatmeal-y kind of characteristic, maybe a little bit of coffee. I don't tend to like the ones that are really acidic or bitter. And Old Rasputin, from my memory, was kind of more on that sort of acidic or bitter side. Just a preference. I know people who like it, so. Clown Shoes. There was one, if I could just remember the name of it. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up real quick while they get their lineup figured out for Game 3. There's a really good one by Clown Shoes that I liked. Oh yeah, the chocolate sombrero. I don't know if you ever had the chocolate sombrero. That's the one I was thinking of here. I'll link this in the Twitch chat. Yeah, so the chocolate sombrero is just delicious. It's an Imperial Stout. Obviously chocolate is kind of the main aspect of it. There's a really good beer if you're ever in the Southeast, like in South Carolina, North Carolina, somewhere around that, and you can ever get a hold of it. It's really hard to get a hold of, but I'm gonna link this to you. It's called Mexican Cake. Mexican Cake is exactly what all of these beers are trying to be. It's an Imperial Stout that has like sort of like a cinnamon, cacao, sort of like earthy kind of flavor. You get like pepper, you get like habanero, and you get cinnamon and like all this stuff. It's made by Westbrook, which is out of South Carolina, and it's like one of the most like delicious but ungettable beers. But yeah, Clown Shoes is good stuff. They make pretty good beers. I hate to say it, but I feel like sometimes the labels are maybe the appeal over the actual beer. But they do make a few really good ones. I think one that you may or may not have had that you really want to try to seek out is 18th Street. That's a brewery out of Chicago, but they don't have a lot of distro outside of Chicago, so you kind of have to, come in on business or something and try it. So it looks like we are starting Game 3. All right, so we're going to start out with the TagPro mid, TagPro bottom, and looks like that's a rolling bomb top. Sphere Factor back on blue, Capital Punishment back on red. Red was lucky for them in Game 1, so they're going to hope that being red makes a difference here. And looks like Mac Daddy is in the game for Sphere Factor, so it's going to be Onze and Bonsai staying on defense, and then Punster and Mac Daddy? I'm not sure what's going on here. People are already out of the game. I think we had a little bit of confusion there, people switching teams, because something about that didn't seem right. Yeah, we've got 5 in for blue. That explains it. All right, so we've got our typical lineup here now with Mac Daddy. I really don't think he was supposed to be in there, so looks like we're gonna maybe start for realsies now. I don't know, they're still talking. But yeah, Clown Shoes isn't bad. Yeah, 18th Street though. If you can get a hold of any of their beers, they have a lot of really good beers. Pipeworks is another Chicago one that you're going to see pretty good distribution on outside of Chicago. They have releases that are a big deal locally. It's kind of one of those breweries where I think for a few years no one outside of Chicago knew about them. There's a lot of hype here, but not in other places. But I think now people are aware of that brewery. And looks like they're just trying to figure out how this game's going to get started. A little bit of trash talk in chat, so hopefully they can finish all that up and we can get some excitement here. I'm going to try to tree this one more time. See if we can get some more people, depending on how long they take. Alright, tree message confirmed. Okay, looks like we might finally be starting. Both teams indicating they're ready. And away we go. In 5 seconds. Okay, yeah, there we go. Away we actually go now. Sweet. Yummy beer. All right, so it's going to be a TagPro top, TagPro mid this time, and a juice bottom. Again, capital punishment is on red, sphere factor on blue. Looks like we have the correct lineups in. Same lineups we had the first 2 games. Nobody making any lineup changes yet. And we're off. Stuffed Burger having the advantage for mid. He's able to get TagPro and D-Star with another TagPro, so looks like we have a big opportunity here for capital punishment with 2 TagPros. Stuffed Burger wound up grabbing with it, and D-Star is going to have to grab with the other one, so neither TagPro able to use their TagPro as intended. So first 30 seconds, a little bit of fireworks there with the TagPros, but really nothing coming of it. So both teams going to have to try to figure out how to grab and get out without TagPros. Punster able to get out, possibly ahead of 3, but no, Beast Mode able to use that corner boost. He beats him to it and then able to use the corner boost to return the flag carrier. And Mathnasium getting bombed in a Stuffed Burger, so a nice suicide bomb there by Beast Mode. Both flags back in base, both teams fighting for pups. We have a couple of rolling bombs, one of them getting defused. TagPro King with the other, still intact momentarily, but he winds up getting defused before he can really grab. Mathnasium with the final rolling bomb here, and a couple of flacids. It looks like Mathnasium going to fall to the same fate, so nothing coming of those rolling bombs, and again, we're about halfway between the pups, and TagPro King getting nice ricochet off the bomb, which allows him to get partially out of base. Nice move around Bonsai, bouncing off the wall, so this could be an opportunity here. Takes a nice boost at the flag, but Punster in the right spot to stop him. Good positioning there, stopping what otherwise would have been a pretty nice looking play. TagPro King with a free regrab. And tries to use the bomb to return TagPro King, but TagPro King seemed like he saw that move coming, because He just completely avoided the pathway of the bomb. Pup spawning. Onze able to grab a TagPro, and looks like he may be forced to double up on TagPros. Yes, he does, to stop Stuffburger from getting it. So a third TagPro spawning. Stuffburger now not being denied getting one of his own. Bonze behind 4. Onze has TagPro in base, so if he can just figure out a way to, no, it doesn't happen. Bonze just can't figure out how to get around everybody, but yeah, Onze was able to keep that flag nice and clear. Punster taking a nice route here. Here's an opportunity. Oh, and just kind of messes up the corner boost a little bit. He had an opportunity there. If he hit the corner boost just right, he might have been able to get to the flag before the offensive DB for capital punishment would be able to get in his way. It's kind of questionable whether that could have worked, but it was a nice looking opportunity there. So another round of pups about to spawn. Already a nice 2v2 fight mid. TagPro King uncontested for top if he's able to hold on to that perch. And he does. He's able to get Juke Juice. Meanwhile, D-Star waiting bottom, not even moving, and is able to get a TagPro. Punster hanging out mid, going to go relax up top while D-Star is the only one chasing him. Meanwhile, we have anti-Reese set up right now in capital punishment space, but Beast Mode decides to leave and go chase. And Punster with an opportunity, but not able to get around Stuffburger. Meanwhile, D-Star had another second or so on that TagPro, so he was able to kill one of the enemies, but not enough to save Stuffburger. Gets corralled by Onze. Six minutes left to go. Still scoreless in Game 3. Very pivotal Game 3. Both teams tied at 1 game apiece, so whoever wins this game, huge advantage going into what will be an elimination game, Game 4, no matter what, for someone. Another round of pups about to spawn, and Beast Mode on top of mid, able to grab a TagPro. He's just going to boost in and try to wreak havoc and do what he can to try to get Stuffburger out, but it just doesn't happen. Having trouble killing anybody with it, but Beast Mode now has an opportunity, needs to cancel that flag pro, and he does. TagPro King surrounded by 3. This is going to be tough for him to get out, but actually might have had it there, but just takes slightly the wrong angle. Can't stop his momentum. Winds up going into the spikes, but I think he might have been able to get out of a very sticky situation. Punster now out ahead of, was 3, now 2, and Beast Mode and TagPro King positioned right in his pathway. Another round of pups spawning in about 10 seconds, so I think Mathnasium's probably going to try to do what he can to get in base and force them to choose. And an opportunity here, Beast Mode really getting in position to try to stop this cap from happening, but Mathnasium wisely going back inside, able to get it. And now those pups do spawn. Beast Mode able to grab a TagPro. So 1-0 in favor of Sphere Factor right now with just under 5 minutes left to go. And Mathnasium grabbing a Juke Juice. Another opportunity here for Sphere Factor. Bonsai doing a great job of suiciding and stopping Beast Mode's momentum with the TagPro. The Poos just prevents any opportunity of him getting back to base. So now quick 2-0 lead for Sphere Factor, who are trying to show the world why they are the undefeated #1s, the Kentucky basketball of NLTP this year. Meanwhile, Stuffburger coming in with TagPro, giving D-Star a pathway back to base, but Mathnasium coming from behind and getting him. Mathnasium choosing not to take the top boost, yielding that honor to D-Star, who gladly does take it. Just under 4 minutes left to go. Pups will be spawning soon, so we already have a fight mid. Everybody was about 7 seconds early. Mid's going to be spawning about now, and there it does. Mathnasium grabbing a rolling bomb. Top will be next. D-Star and Mathnasium already fighting for it, and Mathnasium getting a rolling bomb but getting diffused. And now TagPro King and Mathnasium going to go fight for bottom. So both teams doing a pretty good job. Stuffburger now coming to join the fight. Now we have a 2v2 fight for the bottom pup. It'll probably wind up being a TagPro, just given the way that these things usually go. But no, just a lowly Juke Juice. TagPro King going to settle for that and try to grab with it, but not quite able to get himself in the flag tile. Punster out ahead of 3. So an opportunity here, takes a nice boost into the wall, and just goes straight into the flag tile. He really made that look easy. That was a nice job by Punster. So a 3-0 lead now for Sphere Factor. TagPro King doing what he can to position himself to do something here, but just gets tracked down by Bonsai, who just hits him with a laser beam, goes right for him. Just under 3 minutes left to go. Pup spawning relatively soon. That fight from mid doesn't materialize. Stuffburger just times it out perfectly and gets there. Meanwhile, TagPro King waiting top, and looks like Punster is just going to circle back to his own base here. Stuffburger there on regrab though, so really trying to be patient. Looks like Beast Mode might force a kiss, and looks like he does. So a couple of quick flacids over in the Sphere Factor base. Seems that Capital Punishment is being a little bit too aggressive, or maybe even a little desperate with their grabs here. Not good grabs that are going to give them a chance of getting out. Meanwhile, Punster able to get out of base. Or able to help Mathnasium get out of base. But the Poost winds up pushing the flag carrier back into the defender there. Otherwise, that was a nice tag per lead being provided by Punster. And Punster is going to grab and just kind of pick the wrong direction there. Winds up pretty much sandwiching himself between two defenders. Mathnasium with an opportunity here. He's going to have return for cap, and it's going to turn out for him. So now a 4-0 lead for Sphere Factor. This is pretty much in hand now. There's just under 2 minutes left to go, so it's theoretically possible to come back here, but time is really running out for Capital Punishment. At this point, they might start need thinking about what they're going to do in Game 4 differently. Meanwhile, D-Star able to get out ahead of 2. Nice bomb grab by Punster. And still alive. Looks like he has a good chance of getting out here, and he does. But Stuffburger takes a nice angle to track him down. Cuts off his escape and blunts his momentum and then gets him. Beast Mode getting defused with his rolling bomb. Just over a minute left to go. Still a 4-cap deficit for Capital Punishment. So at this point, again, I think both teams are already starting to think about Game 4. Mathnasium with a brief return for cap, but TagPro King staying alive long enough to prevent that. Last round of pup spawning. Stuffburger with a rolling bomb, which gets quickly defused. Bonze going to take those boosts. Oh, was going to take those boosts and get himself back into base, but the bomb disrupts his plans. Gets sent right into the spikes. Meanwhile, Mathnasium picking up rolling bomb. He's going to go sit on regrab with that, and Punster's just going to be able to walk this one in. Nice 2v1 buffs there by Onze and Bonze on Beast Mode. So now a 5-0 game, and looks like it's going to be 6. And Punster going to be able to grab a rolling bomb now, but he's going to have to hurry up if he wants to punish them a little bit more here. Oh, that looked like that was going to be a cap there at the end, but just the timing just didn't quite work for that cap to register. So it's going to be a 6-0 game. Looks like it was going to be 7. Not that that was critical, but just kind of an interesting turn of events there. 3 caps for Punster, 3 caps for Mathnasium, and 20 returns for Bonze, and 15 returns for Onze. So just a very dominant performance by Sphere Factor. This is, I think, what people expected to see based on the season they've had, everything really coming together for them that game. So Capital Punishment now facing elimination in Game 4. We'll get some of the good drum beats together while both teams give their respective pep talks. All right, so jumping back to Twitch chat, let's see what people are saying. Joey, Naperville, Not Your Father's Root Beer. So, yeah, Not Your Father's Root Beer is a uniquely Chicago product that comes out of a brewery in Wakanda. And when that stuff came out, it was the shit. Like, everybody was trying to get it. Anybody who's never had this, Not Your Father's Root Beer tastes like root beer. Like, it doesn't taste like alcoholic root beer. It doesn't taste like a mixed drink with root beer. It doesn't taste like fake root beer. It tastes like Muggs root beer, like A&W. It tastes like, you know, like root beer from the root beer store. You know, it doesn't taste like anything else. So they make 2 or 3 different kinds of it. One of it is 5% alcohol, one's 10, and one's like 20. You would think the more alcohol, the stronger the taste, but I was at a bar in Chicago where they had the 20% on draft. So this is 20% alcohol, mind you. That's like half as much alcohol as you would get in like pure liquor. And I had some of this stuff on tap, and I swear to you, it still tasted like just straight up root beer. It did not taste like alcohol. 1 mug of that messed me up. And I mean, I can drink. I'm a bigger guy. I have a good tolerance for beer. One mug of that messed me up. It's a good thing I didn't have two. And what would be really good is putting some vanilla ice cream in that. White Flame asking, where is the root beer store? I don't know, but I'd like to go to the root beer store and have some of that root beer right out of the tap just so I can compare it to the Not Your Father's root beer. White Flame also asking, what was the score in the first two games? So the first game went to overtime, and game 3, which just ended, wound up 6-0, almost 7-0. So just, things are every game just getting a little bit more in Sphere Factor's favor. So I think going into game 4, Capital Punishment, I'm going to go check on the group and see if they're making any changes. Looks like they're still going with the same lineup, but I'm curious if they're thinking about mixing anything up here a little bit. Stuff. Yes, Mudrat, very Jumanji-esque. White Flame indicating that this stream needs more Riley 2025. Interesting perspective. Not entirely sure that it needs any more of that, but to each their own, I guess. Alright, looks like we're starting. I complained a little bit and said that our viewers needed some TagPro because we had hungry viewers. And they listened to me and went ahead and started. So now this music might be a little bit too chill. Oh. There we go. Now I'm actually in the game. All right, so we have a TagPro bottom. Looks like, man, that top pup is just positioned right beyond that O and scene. So it's a Juke Juice and a Juke Juice mid. So Beast Mode able to grab the TagPro bottom, TagPro King able to grab the Juke Juice top, and Bonsai with the Juke Juice mid winds up getting into base really quickly. And wow, 14 seconds in, we have a cap from Sphere Factor already with a 1-0 lead. Sphere Factor with an opportunity to, with a win here, eliminate Capital Punishment and move themselves on in the next round. So they're getting a nice early start here. Meanwhile, Stuffed Burger, very patient, waiting on the boost, able to get a snipe there. Punster with a nice boost there. Unfortunate timing, running right into Mathnasium, but didn't really hurt him, just kind of stopped his momentum and gave him a chance to wait for something to happen here with D-Star. Beast Mode taking a nice angle, his momentum carrying him into the return. And meanwhile, D-Star with a possible return for Cap here. He's got to try to stay around Bonsai. Bonsai finally settling on regrab. Another round of pups about to spawn. Punster able to grab TagPro mid. Beast Mode with a rolling bomb bottom, and Mathnasium with a rolling bomb top. So he's got a TagPro protecting him, and if they can just get this return, be a nice opportunity for them to cap. But Beast Mode also had a rolling bomb, so otherwise I think that would have been a cap for Mathnasium, but he's just going to have to be patient now. Defusing the bombs, but still falling victim to a forced kiss. Bonsai now trying to get around TagPro King and D-Star, not able to do it. So we do have a reset. 1-0 in favor of Sphere Factor. Just over 8 minutes left to go in Game 4. And possibly Capital Punishment season. Pup spawning again in about 10. So Mathnasium already taking out all the boosts and fighting now 1v2. Punster is going to be able to grab and get out of base, but tries to go through congested mid where everybody was fighting for that pup. Stuffburger getting a juke juice mid and then getting bottom as well. TagPro King with a TagPro, so he's going to wind up grabbing with it and go flag pro. Punster making nice use of the corner boost to get around Steph Berger, so he gets himself back to base, kind of trusting his teammates to get the return, but I don't think he may have realized how much congestion there was in base there. Just wasn't in the cards for him. So Anze grabbing, but getting sandwiched behind Beast Mode and TagPro King. So both flags pretty securely in base now. Mathnasium flasting. And again, capital punishment. If they can win this game, all bets are off. It goes to game 5. But psychologically, after the 6-0, almost 7-0 beatdown last game, they really have to have come into this game just remembering it's a 0-0 game. It really, truly is. Winning this game by 1 cap is just as good as losing the other one by 7. It all counts for the same. So if you're capital punishment here, you just got to stay focused and play patient. You have almost 7 minutes. All you got to do is cap once and play good defense and go to an overtime, or cap twice and just go straight to a game 5. So definitely still a match here no matter what happened last game. TagPro King able to grab and plays it patient there with the boosts, but now he's going to try it and just too many red balls in his way. But took a good angle to the flag. Meanwhile, D-Star does a nice job using the corner boost to get himself all the way across the map to the corner boost on the other side. Both teams just displaying a keen awareness of what all the boost paths are. We've seen some great boosts by the offense of both teams. Particularly, I've noticed Punster taking some really nice angles with those boosts throughout the game. So TagPro King going flag pro, and Bonsai also going to be able to grab a Tag Pro and keep that in base. So D-Star might have had an opportunity there, but just kind of biffs the boost a little bit. And still kind of a chance here, but Bonsai's going to take the right angle, and Punster wind up hitting one of the bombs from outside and causing havoc in blue base, which causes a return. And meanwhile, Beast Mode going to try to sneak out back here, but Anze sees that going on and peels off of TagPro King to get himself in front of the flag for a return. Knows when to release the block there. D-Star bombing himself into Anze's waiting ball. Halfway through game 4, still a 1-0 lead for Sphere Factor. Another round of pups spawning, and Stuff Burger actually had position on that mid pup, but just kind of surrenders it to Anze. It's kind of like it maybe spawned just as he had already started to move the other direction. So Anze, still with the Tag Pro, he's going to try to do whatever he can to help Beast Mode get out here, and there was a little bit of a game of chicken there with that bomb in base, and ends up not even getting hit. Anze able to clear a path for Punster to be able to walk right into base there. So nice use of Tag Pro, good patience there by Sphere Factor to know how much time they had left on that Tag Pro and what they could do with it, and they used every last second of it and got a cap. So pretty much textbook use of Tag Pro lead there. Meanwhile, Mathnasium's going to be out ahead of 4, but Beast Mode is not too close to getting returned. Winds up maybe taking a little bit of a risk there, boosting. He could have kind of just hung back by the corner boosts and waited until the return came, but decides to confidently just use it and boost, and winds up working out for him. Wind up staying alive almost long enough to cap, but Bonsai able to grab and get out. Meanwhile, Anze with a rolling bomb, and looks like he's going to re-up that rolling bomb to stop Stuff Burger from getting it. D-Star still alive. Getting bombed out like a pinata a little bit, but might want to think about getting out of base now. Bonsai just lethal and tracking down the flag carrier. Just seems to always be in the right place. Just over 3 minutes left to go. Sphere Factor up by 2. Elimination game for capital punishment. They've got to come back in this game, otherwise their season is kaput. Anze using corner boost to get out ahead of 3. Both teams with regrabs, so it's going to have to be a game of patience for both flag carriers. Anze going back to his base a little bit too early just puts himself in an unwinnable situation. Meanwhile, TagPro King kind of does the same, but he's going to be able to force a kiss. And now that's going to allow Punster to be able to grab and get out. Beast Mode using his Juke Juice to be able to get the return and accelerate towards another rolling bomb for himself. Beast Mode with his rolling bomb getting quickly diffused, Mathnasium spawning right in his path, and Bonsai taking a nice angle to be able to get in front and complete that return. Meanwhile, an opportunity here for Anze. He's just going to push it there, but TagPro King right on his heels getting the return. So a nice regrab train here for Sphere Factor. Really, Capital Punishment hasn't had any opportunities in the last couple of minutes. And Punster taking a really nice angle to get around everybody in cap. That was amazing. Punster just knowing exactly where to take that boost. Manages to narrowly avoid the spike in base. And that was almost another cap. That regrab almost turned into a cap, but good use of the bomb to prevent that. But yeah, that Punster cap, that's pretty amazing. That was the right angle. D-Star with a similar opportunity to cap there, but a bomb disrupting him, just as happened up in Sphere Factor base a moment ago. So both teams with opportunities to cap being thwarted. But yeah, that Punster boost though, he manages to use the bottom boost to get himself around the defender, around another defender, around the spike in base, off the wall, and the blocks were just real enough for him to be able to clip that flag tile. Just really improbable, but extremely impressive cap there by Punster. 3-0 lead for Sphere Factor with just over a minute left to go. And it looks like Capital Punishment season might be coming to an end. Really difficult to score 3 caps in the last minute, although, again, not impossible. 2v2 blocks, TagPro King able to prevent there. Beast Mode grabbing and not able to get out, but that does allow TagPro King to get out, so he is technically ahead of 4 for the moment. Nobody anywhere near getting Mathnasium, and he's able to grab a rolling bomb, so I think Mathnasium's going to be content here to just play keep away and winds up going back to base, but really at this point, I think if you're Sphere Factor, you're happy to just play keep away here. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Beast Mode grabbing a TagPro top. Anze grabbing a rolling bomb, so he's just going to go back to base, trusting his team to get the return, and he doesn't even need the rolling bomb. Nobody was anywhere near stopping him, so he just coasts right into flag, and we're starting to see the GGs. D-Star and Punster already saying their GGs. Beast Mode sitting on the flag tile with the TagPro. Just doesn't want anybody to get a kept flag on him, and there will be no kept flags. So that will do it for our match today. In 4, Sphere Factor moves on over Capital Punishment, and should be pretty exciting next week. We'll try to get some interviews here in a moment with our captains. So everybody stick around for that. We've got some nice chill music now in the background. This will be perfect for interviews. All right, but yeah, that was just really exciting. I can't talk enough about that Punster play. I was really impressed with that. Let's see what people are saying in the Twitch chat real quick. So definitely looks like there was some excitement there for the Punster cap. Young TP indicating God mode. Glass Factory saying pun, I love you. Arbiter Cat, Bonsai and Anze are so good at shutting it all down. So just a really impressive move there. Very impressed with what I saw. Alright, let's see if we have anybody nearby for our interviews. I know Anze will come by, he's really good with that. Oh, I wish I had another beer to drink, but I'd have to go to the other room for that. I'm gonna have so much beer tomorrow. And then, oh yeah, I meant to mention this earlier. If anybody's lives in New York City, I'm coming out there this weekend. So anybody who wants to grab a drink, just send me mumble message or a Reddit PM or something, and we'll do that. I know a few people already said they're probably going to be able to make it out for a drink on Saturday night, so should be fun. But yeah, I have to get up early Friday morning and jump on a plane. But, well, I shouldn't say I have to. I chose to. I'm literally going for no reason other than I just wanted to get the fuck out of town this weekend. So I figured while I'm there, may as well meet up with some people, have a drink, and get to know some people IRL from our TagPro community. We're gonna have to change up the music. This is just too chill. Oh, that's better. Everyone taking their sweet ass time to get up here for interviews, but I am assured that we do have interviews lined up, so anybody who sticks around, you're going to get to hear the innermost thoughts of our captains. So for anybody who just clicked in to join us asking who won, Sphere Factor won this in 4 games. They were able to win games 2, 3, and 4. Game 1 actually went to overtime, so it was a capital punishment lead, 1-0, and then Sphere Factor came back, won by a little bit in Game 2. They blew out Game 3, and then pretty well handled Game 4. So it was pretty much a Sphere Factor dominance today, other than the first game. We do have interviews starting right now, so I'm going to go ahead and pull in Stuff Burger for capital punishment.
Hi, Ranger.
Hey, Stuff Burger, how are you doing?
I'm alright.
So, thank you for stopping by. I know it's a little bit tough after.
Nah, it's all good. It's all
you
good.
know, it's never fun to have your season end, but
Nah.
you guys played real well to get here and did everything you could to let them have it this game. So, what are your thoughts? How'd things go?
I mean, I'm proud of the guys. I wasn't, this season going into it, I really wasn't that happy with my team. Not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be a down year. And then they really just came out, they were motivated. And throughout the season, we split a lot, but they kept their composure. And then last week was so great. It was one of my favorite weeks of TagPro of all time. Beating Baldago was a great feeling. I wish we had the magic again tonight. I thought we had it after that first game, but we kind of lost our composure, really. We kind of got all hyped up, and we didn't remember to play smart TagPro. But hats off to Sphere Factor. I mean, if my season was going to end to anyone, I'm happy it was Anzi. I love that guy. I'm friends with a lot of guys in that squad, so I'm cheering for them the way through. It was tough, but it is what it is.
Absolutely, man. So as you look back on the season, obviously you have several weeks now to look back on. You had mentioned that one of the high points was last week's victory against Baldago Knights. What else? What else were the high points? Are there certain players that you remember, certain moments, or just things that they did that were either hilarious or awesome, or you're really proud, or
I mean, so this is my second season coaching NLTP, and last season I had a player by the name of Fence Post. He's now goes by Fence, dropped the post, and I drafted him this season maybe in like the 10th round, 11th round, just because I knew him. I had him last season, and he really stepped it up. this season I was expecting for me and Beast Mode to be a pretty lockdown D, but I kind of sucked the entire regular season. I really let myself down, and Fence was there to pick up my slack. Fence really rocked A-team defense the entire regular season, and it's a shame. Like, I really hit my strides week 9 and last week, but I think I may should have played him. But it was really nice to see how he improved last season from a B-team player that I didn't want to play at all because he was so bad to an A-team starter this season that really should be playing higher up. But the entire team, I got to work with D-Star again from last season, which was great. Crook was great. Thirsty before he quit was great. Like, all the guys, they were a blast. I really just had a good time with them. They were fun guys to hang around with.
You gonna captain again next season?
I don't think so. The time schedule's not going to work out for me. I think the season's starting in June, and I'm going on vacation. I won't be back until July, maybe August. So I think I'll be back in 2 seasons, but this might be the last of me for a little while.
All right. Well, Stuffburger, it's a pleasure. Thanks for letting me stream your game. And
Thank you so much for
sorry
the
that things had to end that way for you.
Nah, it was a good season. Thank you for the stream, and good luck to Sphere Factor on the rest of their season.
All right. Thanks a lot. That was Stuffburger, everybody. And we are going to go ahead and hear from Onze and Punster. All right. So, Onze and Punster, you're live on Ranger Radio. First off, want to congratulate you guys. Great play today, and you'll be moving on to the next round.
Thanks, Ranger. Hi, Punster.
Hi.
So, a couple of things I wanted to ask you guys about. So, first off, what did you guys do differently this week versus last week? As we all know, last week was, a heart attack kind of week for you guys. You go down 2-0 against the number 8 seed. You have to survive a harrowing overtime where you easily could have been eliminated if not for some things, really breaking your direction there. And then you guys come back and win it in Game 5. This week, you had an overtime in Game 1, but otherwise Games 2, 3, and 4, you guys looked way in control. What did you do differently?
I think for once we actually practiced, because I remember last week we did not get, I don't think we got enough practice, and we didn't get the essentials down. There was a lot of struggle getting people on. We never managed to organize anything, and this week, considering we actually got people on a play, it actually having the essentials down, it showed.
Let me ask you a real serious question. Do you think that the scare that you had last week made a difference in the effort you put in this week?
It made a huge difference for me. I'm not sure about Punster.
Yeah, I got pretty freaked out last week, and I did not want it to happen again. So
I was scared as crap last week, especially during that overtime. I didn't want that happening again, and I came on every single day.
So, Punster, I've got to ask you about a certain play in, I want to say it was Game 3, I believe. So you had the flag, you're hanging out bottom, kind of by the corner boosts, and you've got a defender in your face, and the other 3 offensive defense are all in your base.
Do you want to put it on the screen? Because we have it.
I have a replay.
We have a replay.
Let me see if I can.
It's hard to explain what on earth happened.
I have no idea what happened.
Hold on one second. I've got to figure out how I can do this. Give me 1 second. I will put this on, though.
Cool.
How do you pause this thing? Because if I can just pause it, I will definitely put it on, but whatever.
God damn it, Punster. You couldn't use Giphy Cat?
It wouldn't work. I'm sorry.
I'll just put it on. I think I know how I can get this to work. Alright, it's not very well zoomed in. I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but you're hanging out by the corner boosts, and you boost around D-Star, around Stuffburger, you narrowly avoid the spike in base, and then you go off the top wall. Bonsai had done a good job of putting a block on the last remaining defender, so you had a nice path, but I mean, you boosted around 2 defenders and a spike. Actually, 3 defenders and a spike.
I think I broke the corner.
I think you might have actually broken the corner, because watching this replay, physics doesn't say this should work,
He nipped the corner, and I guess he glitched through. Like, we're not sure what happened. I didn't know what happened in game. I thought he just kind of boosted in, and it worked out. But he started freaking out about it, and he said he'd send a replay after, and yeah. We're just trying to figure out how on earth this worked out.
Yeah, that was just bizarre. So I mean, I was speechless. I was shocked, and then I just went on for about 45 seconds talking about how crazy that cap was. So that was quite the play. So you guys have another couple games in front of you. Why don't you tell me about next week's opponent and what you guys, how you guys are feeling about that?
Stupid Audie.
Oh God, Adi.
The opponent that shall remain nameless. So you guys will be playing 2K1, and how do you feel going into that match? Is this going to be a major trash talk fest? Are you guys going to stay focused on the game? Like, what's your strat?
We were actually really good scrim buddies at the beginning of the season. They were one of the few teams that really kept up with us in scrims when we played our full A team. I think it's going to be interesting seeing how the game plays out. We're going to need to practice a lot, especially to beat that team. Poppy's a beast. He's a tank. Shout out to Poppy.
All right, guys. Well, want to congratulate you guys on a really well-played game today. You guys showed, I think, why you guys have an 18-0 record during the regular season. You probably quieted some of the skeptics a little bit with your strong playing games 2, 3, and 4. So wish you guys the best of luck in the rest of your playoff journey, your road to the Nooper Ball.
Thank you.
All right, that will do it for Range Radio. To all of the viewers who tuned in, thanks for sticking with us through the interviews. It took a little while to get those going, but really exciting, and I'm looking forward to next week. Hope you are too. Have a great night.